It's the HipHopGamer Show. What it is, HipHopGamer Show.
Show you the creative fire stuff. But so yeah, I can import any existing licensed UFC.
Somebody trying to make Kimbo Slice?
No, that was a real quick. I made Andre Bishop from Fight Night Champion.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about. Okay.
So you know why? Because his tattoo from Fight Night Champion on his back is in the tattoo editor from this game. Because there was no worry about us getting suited for it because I drew it. So
alright, cool.
I was not going to sue EA because that would be bad for my career. Right?
Yeah.
So I'll just go into Create Fighter here just so I can show you some of the customization stuff.
Yeah. So, that's crazy, man. Andre Bishop. That's my dude.
So let's just go into appearance here. So one of the big things, first off, we can go to the head stuff. We have sculpting.
Oh wait, hold up. Game face. You put your face in the game in this one?
Yeah. The website you upload 2 photos.
Yeah. No. But what I want to ask you is it set up like how the best version of this technology that I've seen came from this company called Scene, SEENE, and it was on NBA Live.
Yeah.
16. Is that the same thing in here?
No. This is still traditional game face. The backstory behind that whole thing with NBA Live and that other company is. It's way. I don't even understand all the details around it.
Because that was the most.
Yeah. It was impressive stuff for sure. And it's handy to use because it's like, oh look, it's right here on my phone.
Yeah, it was
but
just easy.
For us, it's traditional game face on the website, but the website's going through a big upgrade to just really improve the experience. So
I want to see my.
The old website was kind of like holy, whoa, this is a little bit clunky to get through and all stuff. So they're upgrading the website so it's live. Download your face, but. The cool thing is that you can, since we have head sculpting, you can download a game face and then you can still, slightly tweak it and modify it afterwards.
Absolutely.
So you can go into game face and hey, I can, obviously.
Oh, that's how you. So what I'm looking at right now is how you create a fighter, and what's so cool is they have a highlighted red dimension on the area that you want to highlight and target.
This is a bad nose.
That's a bad nose. It look like Mike Tyson hit them. That's a Mike Tyson hit.
But then, I can break it left or right if a little bit if I want to. But basically, there's regional facial sculpting, so you can get in there, play with it you're sculpting clay and all that sort of stuff. That's the head sculpting. The other big thing it's
so detailed
is the tattoos. So this is nice to get in. We can go in here and add tattoos. Let me just find that Andre Bishop tattoo I talked about.
Wow.
So oops.
Got some cool tattoos there, man.
So I can roll this over onto his back like Andre Bishop had it. So you can see I can just slide it all over and I can freaking scale it.
It is mad
and
easy.
Make it massive. So there's that, and then you can layer just.
Oh, you can put another joint on it.
Put just tons of tattoos, over each other. You can do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Now, what's really interesting is let me just remove that one. There's also just some basic shapes and stuff like that. So if you fancy yourself a tattoo artist of some kind, you can go in here with shapes. What I discovered is that I can go in here and I can take just this basic shape that's this color, right?
Right.
And then because I can scale it up all crazy,
get the hell out of here.
You can make superhero costumes and stuff like
Get
that.
Get the hell out of here.
But that's just,
That's just playing around and stuff, but...
I'm just, but...
You can do that.
The key point is super robust facial sculpting, really robust
Make Deadpool in here, so...
That's what that's what I didn't want to, name any intellectual properties here, but that movie was good, though.
Deadpool. Classic. Yeah. I love it. Period.
So, let me just, so that's basically just the creative fighter stuff. So I can go in here, I'll show you the
now,
I have an existing career with Andre Bishop, and then, so you played UFC 1 career mode?
Of course I played.
I want to make assumptions.
Oh yeah, of course I played career mode.
Yeah. So you might remember, last on UFC 1, it was pretty, it was pretty linear, right? You got a fight offer. The UFC said, hey, this is your fight next,
and that's it.
Then the training system was basically just wide open, right? It was the evolution points you got for a fighter were were discipline agnostic. So it's basically you could go into the jiu-jitsu training game and you go, oh look, I earned 100 points, and then you could go put them on your kick speed. Yeah. Right? It's well, I just trained jiu-jitsu. Why are my kicks getting better, right?
Yeah.
So there's no real reason to make a decision about any game.
Yeah, I'm so glad you said that because a lot of times you may not know what you should. Like it was like a you could upgrade whatever you want to upgrade, but then there's also a recommended section where they'll say, hey, look, based on your fighter's height and reach and stance and weight or whatever, it may be better for you to do this because he's more of this type of fighter. So there's some sort of recommendation. So as you level up, you know you're leveling up to possibly the best way to get the most out of your fighter when you go further.
So you can see here, I'm already sort of partway through a training camp.
Yeah.
So I already accepted the fight offer, but one of the first differences is that when, certainly early in your career, there's multiple appointments presented to you for a fight offer, right? So, and they might have a different fighting style, they might be different positions in the rankings, all that kind of stuff. So there's right away the decision, well, do I want to fight this jiu-jitsu guy that's, ranked, 25th, and he's actually, his overall is 5 points higher than mine, or do I want to fight this Muay Thai guy that's actually overall 2 points lower than me, but he's lower in the rank? If I beat that guy, I'm going to move way up, but he's way better than me. So there's decisions to make about who you want to fight and how early. Right. Once you decide who you want to fight, based on what fighting style you have, might affect what stuff you want to train. Or it might not. You might just want to say, hey, look, I'm just going to focus on my strengths. It's really up to you. But when you go into training camp, things have changed. So there's 3 disciplines: stand up, clinch, ground, and then if you have to train that discipline if you want to improve those attributes.
Absolutely.
Right? So clinch, there's a clinch power, grappling, clinch throws, takedown defense, and takedowns. Under ground, there's all the ground stuff. What's happened in this training camp is actually a thing that we call the fight game moments, which is kind of like if you think about when you play Monopoly, sometimes you lay on a chance, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
Yeah.
So what I had happen here was when I accepted my fight offer, then I got a fight game thing that came up that said, hey, your striking coach, has the flu and he's quarantined from the gym, you can't come in, so you can't train stand up, right? For the training camp, right?
You lying? So that's crazy.
So now I'm in this training camp, and the only things I can train are basically like my wrestling and my jiu-jitsu and my top game, bottom game type stuff, right? So that's one thing.
Wow.
The other thing is there's a camp quality meter up at the top, and you can see that there's attribute boosts to my body health, my stamina, and my toughness that are available if I have a high enough quality camp. How do I have a high enough quality camp? I can go in here and I can say I'm going to train my takedown defense, and you can see if I train easy, look how much I get towards that body health boost. If I train medium, okay, I'm going to get that. If I train hard, I get that, plus I'm almost close to my stamina boost, right? But you also see what happens over here. If I train easy, the injury chance is low. If I train medium, it becomes medium. If I train hard, it's still medium. So
if you train hard, the trade-off is higher in your favor.
There's a risk. Yeah.
Oh my
God!
And so, I can't believe y'all thought about this stuff, man. This is crazy.
So then there's 2 types of injuries that can happen. One is wear and tear, which is just like, what, hey, I've been training hard and I take a few steps back, and those are permanent. So I might have get some wear and tear, and it's minus 2 chin. It's not gonna
kill you.
It's not gonna ruin your world, right? But it's 2 points that you'll have to make up, in the future. Injuries are more severe, but they only last for the upcoming fight. So you might train super hard, and then you might get a little wear and tear. That big deal. But then you might get an injury that's like, I had one earlier in this training camp that was like minus 15 kick speed. It's like, okay, well, that's gonna screw you up.
Yeah, that's dramatic,
right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or you might get, if you get something that's like minus 10 body health, okay, well then when your opponent starts lacing you and stuff, then it's gonna cause some problems. So you can see how the training camp system takes into account training intensity, chance of injury, and then that whole sort of fight game thing can throw little wrenches or opportunities in the way. Because it might not be something bad that comes up from the fight game. You might say like, hey, your jiu-jitsu coach just won gold at like a jiu-jitsu tournament. He's feeling amazing. He's got some new stuff to show you. So if you train ground stuff, you're gonna see bigger bonuses, right?
I love how you make everybody pay attention to everything that makes UFC. Like the entire fight game, like everything that you're doing here, you're making people care about the core of the actual sport.
We're trying, yeah. So the other thing that factors into this, because Jazz, you might know Jazz, but like he's the producer of this. He did a lot of work on this to really make things work together. So the other thing is that there's the meta of career mode overall is popularity versus career damage. So every fight you have, your career damage starts going up. As you become more popular, though, like this line in the sand that is like your retirement threshold keeps on getting pushed further away on that
because of the popularity.
Because hey, if you're super popular, the fans want to see you fight, and it's worthwhile you stick around. So the longer you sort of push out that retirement threshold, the more things you'll be able to accomplish in your career. You win a title in your division, you can move up a division, win a title in that division. even like all kinds of
All
stuff.
kinds of stuff.
Now, the
So
thing
wait,
is,
so
though, as
wait.
your career damage goes
Yeah.
up, the injury chance will go up overall as well. So as you get older in your career, training hard becomes more risky
Hard.
as well, right? So when you're a young buck, that's the time to go hard, right? And try
Yeah.
and get as much as you can. However, because when you train hard, the training challenge is also hard as well. You have to get a higher score. But when you're starting your career, your stats are low, so it's harder. So you can't. There's a real kind of
You gotta think like
when's
a
the right
fighter.
time to go hard. Really, when you're starting out, you want to probably stay easy medium. Once you start getting your attributes up a little bit, then you can go kind of medium hard, all right? Because you're kind of in your prime. But
Yeah.
then once you start getting on the end of it, it's like going hard is gonna be tough. It's the best way to stay on
It's the
top,
best way to stay on
right?
top,
But
yeah.
you might end up just coming out of every single camp, with injuries. So all that stuff factors into basically the whole career mode thing. Then the other element that is in here with the popularity longevity thing is that there's fight challenges. So when you end up matching up against the bigger names in the UFC, and although one of the cool things is the fact that there's over 250 fighters in the roster this year, right? So,
That's one thing I wanted to say.
yeah.
Did you hear the 250 fighters?
Yeah.
I quit. Go ahead.
So-
Go ahead. I can't.
So the cool thing is that you start fighting real UFC fighters a lot earlier in your career mode, as opposed to last year. It's like, oh man, this fake guy.
Job and stuff. Yeah.
So no, you start running into real UFC guys a lot earlier in your career. But then when you start facing the upper echelon, we have these things called fight challenges. So it's like, hey, when you face Luke Rockhold, well, okay, you know what? He's got devastating kicks and he's awesome at jiu-jitsu. So the fight challenge for him is like, hey, we want you to land 20 head kicks against Luke Rockhold, also take him down 4 times and finish him by, I don't know if this is the actual, I'm just making
You gotta be making that up. 20 head kicks?
and finish Luke by submission before the 4th round or something like that, right? Now, if you win the fight, okay, hey, great, you still win the fight. But if you complete those sort of side objectives of the fight, you get a big popularity bonus. So what's cool for me, what happened to me once when I was playing through, testing the game was I was playing a career mode and I was pretty far along, but I was really close to the retirement threshold. And then I got a fight challenge against a fighter. I think it was Mark Hunt, right? And it was like, okay, finish Mark Hunt or whatever that was. But I beat Mark Hunt. I did all the fight objectives. So then I got that big popularity boost, but then pushed the retirement threshold a couple more fights down the road, which meant that I got another 5 title defenses in. So there's that nice little mechanic where things can just come together at just the right time. Just look, I did that, and now I get I prolong my career. I'm even better. So it's not champion mode, but compared to UFC 1, the amount of meaningful decisions that you get to make in this mode that are authentic and realistic to the UFC experience, being a fighter, are pretty cool. The other thing that's cool is
it makes you a part of the story even more because of the decisions you make. It makes you think different.
The other thing that's cool here is that so there's training games, right? Everybody's used to playing training games.
Yeah, of course.
No matter how good they are, at some point, you're gonna have 30, 40 fights in your career. There's a lot of opportunities to play training games. They're gonna get probably repetitive, right?
Right. Yeah.
So we have a system in here that says hey, look, I've already gotten an A on medium difficulty for this training game.
Yeah.
So once I've gotten it once, I can just sim the game at that difficulty and automatically get the upgrades for that.
Oh,
right?
Nice. But I was gonna ask you about that because when I saw the sim button there, I was like,
Yeah.
please say you can just skip it because you don't want to keep doing the same.
Yeah,
Or feeling forced to do it.
But see, I haven't done it at hard, right?
So you gotta play that.
So if I want to be able to sim the game at hard to play this meta game of camp quality versus training aggression and injury chance, I need to at least get the score once.
Yeah.
But then from that point on, all I can just sim through the training camp, but I still get to make decisions about what do I want to train, how hard do I want to train it, at what risk of injury to gain what kind of fighter attributes.
That's crazy.
It is completely different from the moment you get a fight offer to the moment you start fighting. Everything in between is completely different.
This is damn near night and day in terms of just the amount of detail and thought put into it.
Oh, and sorry, I totally forgot. That's just attributes. So then also, evolution points would still exist in the game that you get after you fight.
Right.
You use evolution points to upgrade or learn new moves. So I got 979 evolution points from my previous fight there, so I can say, look, I already know the 6 to 12 elbow. I only have it at level 1 though, so it's just base. If I upgrade to level 2, it costs less stamina and it does more damage. I will take that, thank you very much. So I improved that. Now I still got 579 evolution points. I might have...
Y'all gotta see, UFC 2, man. Oh my God.
Actually, you know what? Andre Bishop, he just has a lot of punches right now. So look, he doesn't even have a kick. put in here on this slot. So I'm gonna go.
Wow.
Give him a new freaking snap kick to the head. No, I like the front kick to the head. So give him that. Now I don't have any more points to upgrade that.
Yeah.
So I use those evolution points to earn new moves and upgrade them. And then there's the fighter perks, which used to be abilities.
Yeah.
Same thing. There's levels of these now too. So I have level 1 of this carved of wood perk. I want to upgrade that. I'm gonna go in there. Oh, I only have 379 evolution points, not 400.
Oh wow.
Actually, what I'll do is then I'll go in here and just buy a 5th perk. Something on the ground. I'll get Chest Master, buy it at level 1.
Damn, yo, look at all the stuff that's here.
So that's all the fighter customization stuff.
Yo, let me ask you a question. From a business standpoint, do y'all got plans, or did y'all talk about the possibility of buying the actual perk points? For example, like you know, you get into a fight, and then let's say you're awarded 450 points, 600 points, whatever. Do you guys have like in Assassin's Creed, it's called time saver packs? So like, let's say you didn't have enough time on your hands because the way your lifestyle is, where you could level up like you want to, is and stuff like that, get the most out of your character. Would there be an option to buy? You could buy 50,000 points for $6 or something like that.
Yeah,
you guys. Don't rule it out. That's all I'm saying.
No, I mean,
do you think that y'all do that?
I don't think. I mean, I can honestly, it's never come up. Not for like for the modes like for like Ultimate Team. It's the mode where you earn in-game currency. You can get all the way to the top just by playing the game. You don't have to add another red cent. But those modes also, hey, you can buy premium currency. You can use that to buy packs as well. And it lives well in that space. It's accepted in that space.
Right.
But for the single player mode, I don't know. I mean, I would say like, hey, look, if you're pressed for time, hey man, play knockout mode, right?
I like that answer.
Play live events.
Yeah,
right?
I like that
live
answer.
events. You go in there, hey, look, I'm a UFC fan. Live events. I just make some picks, but come back when the event's done. Hey, I got 5 out of 7 right. I got some points. There's an Ultimate Team pack. Sweet, like
Yo,
so
now the way the game was designed is fine. Like there's a good balance that supports your time that you have or time that you don't have. So it's cool. It actually works. So that's fine. Now I got a major question for you, because this is something that I was thinking about ever since the first UFC game, right? So after my experience with VR at E3 on PlayStation VR, I'm done. I'm blown away. What I gotta do is take my money now. Period.
Yeah.
Right? So when I was playing Fight Night Champions not so long ago with my nephews, and I was like, yo, this would be crazy if they had Fight Night VR.